Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 1, text number 3. Nidraya Hriyate Nattam
Nidraya Hriyate Nattam
Yavayena Chavavayaha
Yavayena Chavavayaha
Vachate Haya Rajan
Vachate Haya Rajan
Kutumba Paranena Va
Kumbhaparanena va
Nidraya by sleeping Hriyate Waste Nattam night Yavayena sex indulgence Cha also either Vayaha duration of life Diva days Cha and Artha economic Ihaya development Rajan O king Kutumba family members Paranena maintaining Va either. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila. The lifetime of such an envious householder is passed at night either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, and in the daytime either in making money or maintaining family members. Translation with repetition. The lifetime of such an envious householder is passed at night either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, and in the daytime either in making money or maintaining family members. Purport by The present human civilization is primarily based on the principles of sleeping and sex indulgence at night, and earning money in the day and spending the same for family maintenance. Such a form of human civilization is condemned by the Bhagavatam. Because human life is a combination of matter and spirit soul, the whole process of Vedic knowledge is directed at liberating the spirit soul from the contamination of matter. The knowledge concerning this is called Atma. Those men who are too materialistic are unaware of this knowledge and are more inclined to economic development for material enjoyment. Such materialistic men are called karmis, or fruitive laborers. And they are allowed regulated economic development or association of women for sex indulgence. Those who are above the karmis, that is the jnanis, yogis and devotees, are strictly prohibited from sex indulgence. The karmis are more or less devoid of Atma knowledge, and as such their life is spent without spiritual profit. The human life is not meant for hard labor for economic development, nor is it meant for sex indulgence like that of the dogs and hogs. It is specially meant for making a solution to the problems of material life and the miseries thereof. So the karmis waste their valuable human life by sleeping and sex indulgence at night and by laboring hard in the daytime to accumulate wealth, and after doing so they try to improve the standard of materialistic life. The materialistic way of life is described herein in a nutshell, and how foolishly men waste the boon of human life is described as follows. Dasa Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Vecharine
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
These are words spoken by Shukadeva Goswami. We discussed yesterday, son of Vyasadeva, a great spiritualist, and who is aware of the ultimate conclusion of all the Vedic knowledge, and he is describing here what happens in a human society which is devoid of Atma Tattva, knowledge of the soul, knowledge of the ultimate knowledge of the spirit soul and the ultimate truth. Nidraya hriyate nattam vyavayena chavavayaha. What do people who are apashyatam atma tattvam, those who are blind to the truth of Atma Tattva, what they do, Shukadeva Goswami is continuing to explain. In the previous verse we saw that he said that people who are blind to this Atma Tattva, they create thousands and thousands of topics for discussion, and they become absorbed in that. And further he is describing here that Nidraya hriyate naktam. Naktam means night. Diva is opposite of that, the day. So they do two things in the night: Nidraya, Nidra, and Vyavaya, sex indulgence. In this way, hriyate, Nidraya hriyate naktam vyavayena chavavayaha. Their entire life, vyavaha, vyavaya, vayaha, duration of life. That's how the word vayas comes. And the duration of life is spent in the night, nidraya and vyavayena cha, kriyate, naktam kriyate. What about daytime? Diva artha ihaya. Artha means wealth, money. Ihaya means to expand and to make it big. Artha ihaya. And what else do they do? Kutumba bharanena, and maintaining the family. So night is spent in nidraya and vyavayena, and daytime they spend in artha ihaya and kutumbha bharanena. In this vayam kriyate, their life is gone. So someone may say, it's the right thing to do. Night you must sleep and probably have some sex, and daytime you must earn money, a lot of money, as much as possible, and maintain the family members. And this is life. This is what life should be. What else is there? Somebody may say that. But the Bhagavatam is saying that this is a complete misunderstanding. The philosophy of the Bhagavatam is kind of revolutionary idea. It's an unusual idea, quite a revolutionary idea. Tattva visargo janataga vitlava yasmin pratishlokam abhattavatyati. It is said elsewhere that this Vak Visarga, this literature, Vak Visarga means a creation of the words, creation of a literary creation. This Bhagavatam is a literary creation. It is meant to bring about a viplava. It is meant to bring about a revolution. Viplava means revolution in the hearts of Tadvag Visargo Janata Agha Viplava. Janata Agha. Janata Agha. Janata means human society, and Agha means which is absorbed in sinful activities without knowing what is the purpose of life. Janatagha Viplava. It's meant to bring about revolutionary change in the hearts of a misdirected civilization. This is a literary creation meant to bring about a revolution in the hearts of a misdirected civilization. Srila Prabhupada's wonderful English translation. And so, it's a revolutionary idea. Generally, what do we all learn? From our parents, from our friends, from our relatives, from the newspapers, from the television. What we learn is that work very hard. You're a young man, work very hard and make a lot of money. And when you make a lot of money, you can have a house, you can have a nice family, and then enjoy. You can sleep peacefully, and at some time get married and have a nice life. Life is meant for this. This is a normal understanding. We all have grown up with this understanding. Isn't it? Newspapers constantly glorify. Somebody became a millionaire. This man was such a from rags to riches story. He was born in a very poor family. No money. But then he worked really hard. He did well. And he became a millionaire. Crorepati. Just see. And then why that story? We read that story and we say, I should also become like that. We get inspired. See? Bhagavatam is saying this is complete foolishness. So Bhagavatam has a very, very different perspective. 1922. That was the year. That was the time when Britishers were ruling us. There was a young person. His name was Abhay Charan in Calcutta. He had a friend, and that friend, Narendranath. The two of them were friends and they were walking. And so this Narendra said, Abhay, I want you to come and see one holy man. He visited our home and he has a mutt here nearby. Come, let's go. And Abhay said, all these holy men, I don't believe them. You cannot trust them. They're not really holy, all that holy they appear to be. My father is a very religious man, and if he sees somebody holy man, he'll call them and give them donation. I have seen these holy men from close quarters. I don't have trust in them. I don't have belief in them. So Abhay was not willing to go. But Narendranath was saying, no, you must come. So he would refuse, and then it went on every time. And again Narendranath brought up this point. So, just for my sake, please come. So Abhay reluctantly said, all right, I'll come. At that time, all over India, there was this Swaraj movement, the consciousness of Swaraj movement. How we should get freedom for our country because Britishers were ruling us. And Gandhiji had given a call that we should reject everything that is coming from the British and we should have our own clothes. Yesterday I was talking about weaving clothes. And Gandhiji made that, what is it called? Charka. The symbol of that, symbol of opposition of the Western rule, that we should not make our own clothes. And so he gave a call that everyone who believes in this, who understands this, should wear khadi dress. And Abhay was also wearing a khadi dress, although he was a young man. I don't know if you all remember, I remember my grandfather. He was also from that era. And I faint remembrance I have, but every time he was wearing only khadi dress. Because those days, to show your solidarity with Gandhi's idea, that yes, I stand for that, you are supposed to wear a khadi dress. And so Abhay, a young man, just about 24 years, and he was also wearing a khadi dress. And so this friend told him, come, let's go and see this holy man, saintly person. And it was one street, Ultadanga street in Calcutta. And there was a mutt called Gaudiya Mutt. They went up the stairs on the terrace. They saw there was one saintly person sitting erect. There was a big book in front of him. He wore bifocal glasses. And there was a small gathering of people sitting next to him, in front of him. And he was speaking. Sometimes he would speak in Bengali. Sometimes he would speak in English. Sometimes he would speak in Sanskrit, quoting some verses, looking at the big fat book in front of him. So these two young men, Abhay and Narendra, they came from behind. And it is a custom in our country that when you see a saintly person, especially a sannyasi, you pay your respects. And so he paid his respects. And they were just rising after paying respects. This saintly person looked at them and said, young people like you should dedicate your life for spreading the message of Krishna all over the world. So Abhay was just barely sitting up, and suddenly he saw that saintly person addressing them. So Abhay was thinking, okay, what is this? He's telling me what I should do. He doesn't know me, I don't know him. And he's telling what I should do with my life. Strange. He just sat there, and this saintly person continued to speak for some more time. And then at a certain point he asked, any of you have any questions? Abhay put up his hand. And he said, you are saying that we should spread the knowledge of Krishna, message of Krishna all over the world. But the more important thing in our country today is to get independence. That's the most important thing. Who will listen to your message? We are a slave nation today. We are ruled by foreigners. This important thing now today is the Swaraj movement. Basically what Abhay, the young man wearing khadi, symbolizing this thought that we must get independence for our country. That's the top priority in everyone, should be the top priority in everyone's mind. He was basically voicing this was the popular idea in the whole of India. All the big thinkers and leaders in our country were rallying behind this idea. If there was a poet, he would write a song, he would write a poem about the importance of Swaraj and our patriotism and nationalism, as he would write a poem. If somebody was a singer, they would sing those songs, those poems. If there was some drama, they'll show some drama of how India should become free. If there was a writer, he will write an article giving different arguments in the newspaper that how we should get freedom. So every thoughtful person in our country was of this opinion. This was the mass consciousness of people. This was the mass thinking that we should get freedom for our country. That's the most important thing. And that's exactly what Abhay Charan was mentioning to that saintly person. And the saintly person heard his argument. And with a wave of his hand, he dismissed it, saying, these are all temporary things. One ruler may come, another ruler may come. One empire may come, another empire may come. Mughals may come, Britishers may come, somebody else may come. These things will go on in life. That's not important. The most important thing in life is to understand who is Krishna, what is Krishna's message, and to find the problems of life, and to solve the problems of life. Whether one ruler or another ruler, Mughals or Britishers or Indians or anyone else, these problems of life continue to make people unhappy. And we have to solve that. And that's the message of Krishna. This is the most important thing. It was a revolutionary message. Janata Viplava. It's meant to bring a Viplava. Here there is a saintly person who is so convinced. He is dismissing what the best intellectuals in our country are all heralding. He is saying these are all not important. Basically, Prabhupada is pointing out in the previous purport, we read that, also mentioned in this purport. There are 4 miseries of life. And these are inescapable miseries for everyone. Birth, death, old age and disease. And human form of life is an opportunity to solve these miseries of life. And human form of life must be used for understanding, for solving these miseries. And these miseries can be solved when we understand Krishna, we understand our relationship with Krishna, and our relationship of loving service to Krishna. And if we can come back to that platform of loving Krishna, then at the end of this life we can go back to the spiritual world. We don't have to suffer anymore. This is the message. This is actually what the purpose of human life is. Human life is not meant for enjoying sleeping. Human life is not meant for enjoying sex. Human life is not meant for amplifying these activities in the form of kutumba bharanena. It is not meant for amplifying by earning more money, because even you earn more money, you take care of the families very well, you have the sex, you have sleep well, still these 4 miseries will come and haunt you. It's a misunderstanding. We think that if I have a lot of money, if I have got good status in life, if I have got a big house, big car, big famous, I have become very famous, then I'll be very, very safe. I'll be safe. No, this is foolishness. How much ever money you have, disease will come, old age will come, death will come. I don't know if you have heard this story, I've mentioned this sometimes. Some years back, my father was very old. And then of course after some time he passed away. So there was a time when he was very old and he was very sick. And I had joined temple at a young age. And so I had my sisters, they were taking care of him. And so once my sisters told me, just come and give some help, we are all struggling. Because he was in the hospital. And their complaint was that I don't do anything. That's standard. So I said, okay, I'll come. And they wanted me to sleep overnight in the hospital when he is in the hospital. So I said, all right, I'll sleep overnight. Next morning, my sisters will come and I come back to the temple. So I accepted. So I would go and sleep, basically after all the activities in the temple. And not much, once in a way something, I have to call the nurse or something. But otherwise, more or less sleep. So in the morning, I would be waiting for my sister to come and relieve me. And the newspaper would come. And I would read the newspaper, glance at the newspaper a little bit. Because by 8 o'clock, 8:30 only, I would get relieved. So at that time, there was news in the papers about our former Prime Minister, P.V. Narasimha Rao. He was in the hospital in Delhi, AIMS Hospital. It's a famous hospital in our country. You are familiar. All the VVIPs go there. So every day there was a small report, because he's former Prime Minister of our country, right? Important man. How his blood pressure is falling, the kidney is failing, and this is not functioning, this is not all right, and so on. And they are giving this kind of treatment, that kind of treatment. And then the discussions about my father was very similar. Blood pressure is down, heart is not working, kidney is failing. More or less the same. So I was wondering, look at this. My father is an ordinary man, but there he is an extraordinary man, Prime Minister of our country, did big things. But finally, the miseries that my father was going through, even the big man was going through. No difference. Maybe he has got some security guards outside his wall guarding. But the suffering he is going through, oh pain, there's that, same as my father's pains. Just because you have some security guards outside, it's not going to relieve your pain. Hardly matters. You are suffering because of all these things. Just see, whether you are a common man or you are a big man of big accomplishments, the motions of life, the miseries of life we have to go through is the same. We just think that we have made a lot of progress, we have earned a lot of money. There was one interesting study. In 1950, they did a survey. What are the big problems that schools and education system is facing in America? They did a survey. They did many schools and they did a survey. And they found that the biggest problems in American schools, top problems, were punctuality, students coming on time, Second big problem. You know, when the school gets over, children rush out in the corridor. We all have done that. And they shout and scream in the corridor. This was the problem. Big problems. And a few things like that. Negligent about homework. In 1990, they did a similar survey. What are the big problems in the schools in America? The biggest problem was drugs. Next problem, teenage sex, and so on. Very recently they did another survey. And you know what the problems are? The biggest problem is guns in the schools. There was a teacher asking, did you do the homework? And the child had not done the homework. Stand up. The child stood up. Why you didn't do the homework? The child put the hand in the back, thinking that some book. The child, yes, take up. What is that? The child suddenly pulled the gun and shot the child, the teacher. The teacher fell dead. And soon he started running out. Suddenly there was gunfire in the school and everyone was alerted. And then other teachers came and they saw this boy running. And they said, who are you? Hey, hold on, come here. And anybody who tried to go near him turned back, shot them again. And in a few minutes, he ran out of the school. He had killed 8 people. This is the problem of current day society. Just see from 1950 to 1990 to current days. What are the problems? Children not coming to school on time. They are not doing their homework. They are shouting and screaming in the car. That was a big problem. And as we made more and more progress with science and technology, our problems have become something else, drugs and teenage sex. And as we made further more progress, with better legislation and better understanding of human society and such things, we have gun problem. Just see how it is. So we are thinking we are making progress. Actually, the moral quality of people is deteriorating. The quality of people and their thinking is deteriorating. And we are under the impression that we are making so much progress. So this is not progress. So Krishna says birth, death, disease, old age, and this is the one who can see this as the real miseries of life. This is actually the problem in life. One who has developed that sense, he is a wise man. He has understood the real thing about this existence. And one who sees that and tries to find a solution, that is the important thing. This is what that saintly person in Calcutta was saying. This is the most important thing. Krishna's message should be spread. And not this change of government. Like now you see we have how many years? 60 and odd years after we got the independence. People are still dying. People are having diseases. People are still having old age. And people are being born again. This has not changed by change of government. So these are all very, very superficial ideas, concepts that human society come up with, and even intellectuals rally behind these ideas and they make a big issue of it. And the common people, because they are not very intelligent either, they follow these ideas and ideals. And there are always leaders in the society drumming up some new ideas. And they are saying, now some years back they were saying women's right is a big issue, child right is a big issue. Now the world is thinking gay rights are a big issue. Like there's some issue or other that they'll come up with. And all the people say, hey, yes, this is the thing, the most important thing. Everyone is running behind that one. And meanwhile, some death will happen, old age will happen, disease will happen again. This is going on. They are not seeing the real thing. They are missing out the most important thing. This was the point of that saintly person. And then this discussion went on for some time. And then the two young men, Abhay Charan and Narendranath, they paid their respect again and they came out of the gathering of that meeting. And then they walked back to the streets. Abhay Charan's, he had come across a new perspective. And Narendranath asked, what do you think of that holy man? Abhay Charan was deeply impressed. He said, no, this person is a very special person. The mission of Sri Chaitanya is in the hands of the right person. This was because he had learned that Chaitanya Mahadev, this saintly person, is a follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he's a descendant of the Chaitanya tradition. And he said that the Chaitanya's movement is in the hands of the right person. And that saintly person is Saraswati Thakur. And that young person, Abhay Charan, turned out to be our Srila Prabhupada. It was the first meeting of Srila Prabhupada with his Guru Maharaj. Later on became his eternal master. And created a profound impression in him that yes, this is the most important thing. And so here we see Shukadev Goswami saying that this concept of life, earn money, lot of money, take care of your family members, enjoy life with nice sleep and sex, this is life. This is the purpose of life. This concept is not accepted in the Bhagavad Gita. So, we don't have to take care of our family members, you are saying? If some husbands are there here in this gathering, now they can leave their wife. And if there are some mothers here, they leave their husband and children, they go somewhere. Break the families, is that what we are saying? No. That is why Prabhupada mentioned yesterday, there are two conceptions, Grihamedi and Grihastha. Grihamedi is one who thinks that just enjoyment of life is everything. Whereas a Grihastha, he may live with his wife and children and father, mother, family, all of them, but his goal in life is how to become Krishna conscious. How to understand my relationship with the Supreme Lord. What is this? This is the highest purpose of life. This understanding they are having. So, when Kutumbha Bharanena, Artha Ihaya, Nidraya, Vyavaya is all without any direction of spiritual understanding, and that becomes the goal of life. That is a mistaken civilization. And Prabhupada has explained very nicely in the purport here. Very beautiful. Prabhupada's explanations are always so wonderful. Human life is a combination of matter and spirit soul. The whole process of Vedic knowledge is directed at liberating the soul from the contamination of matter. Such an elegant, such a beautiful statement by Srila Prabhupada. This body, here, we all have a body here. It's a combination of, there is one spiritual element and there is a material element. This body has material elements. Bhumi, apaha, analaha, vayu, kam, manaha, buddhi, ahankara. Bhumi, apo, analo, vayu, kam, mano, buddhi, revacha, ahankara, miti, yamme, bhinna, prakriti, ashtadha. This body is made of 8 elements. Panchabhutas. It is made of manas. There is mind, there is intelligence, and there is something called as ahankara in this body. That's what this body is made of. Aparayamitasva anyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhuta mahabaho yayedam bharyate jagat. Then Krishna says, apart from these 8 elements, there is the 9th element, which is the jiva bhuta, which is the spirit soul. So this body is a combination of a bunch of material elements and the spirit soul. And that spirit soul, presence of the spirit soul is what is animating this body. I'm sitting here and talking, moving my hands, everything, because there is a spirit soul. When the spirit soul leaves this body, I'll collapse. And you'll all get up and say, hey, something happened, something happened. That's called death. When the spirit soul leaves this body. Sometimes you have seen when we are doing incense, agarbatti incense offering to the Lord, if that small cinder of fire falls on our hands, we say. And as children, if something like that happens, parents say, hey, what happened? Very lovingly. So how much we take care of this body nicely. But once the soul has left this body will be taken to the crematorium. Oh, first time I went to a crematorium, it was such an experience. When I was young, they would never take me. So that's the general families, so that the illusion can continue. So, when I became a devotee at one point, one devotee passed away and then I had to go to the crematorium. It was the first time I was going. And I knew that person so well for about 5-6 years. And he was lying on that metal stretcher. And then at some point they opened the door of that big chamber. And I saw inside full of electric wires, red hot electric wires, like nichrome wire when it's heated. What happens? And they pushed this thing inside. And then it had big MS door. Crack. They closed. And I was thinking, and then he turned one knob like that. And I don't know what's going to happen here. And then we were all waiting outside. Just a few minutes. He turned the knob back. Click, tuck. Opened the big metallic door. Brought out the stretcher. With just some ashes were left there. This is life. Remember, this is going to happen to each one of us. Anyone thinks this will not happen to us? But the most valuable element in this body is the spirit soul. And that spirit soul, Krishna is saying, Mamai Amsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhutas Sanatana. That spirit soul is my Amsha. We are his Amsha. We are meant to serve him lovingly. This is the purpose of life. Not knowing this, apashyadam atmatattvam. Not knowing the truth about the spirit soul. We think that maintaining this nice body as much as possible, that's the perfection of life. I must put all my efforts, all my energy, all my thinking, intelligence, everything just to take care of this body. It should be finished and reduced to ashes in no time when the soul leaves this body. So Srila Prabhupada said, believe in the words of Krishna. These are Krishna's words in the Gita. You should have believed in the words of Krishna. You should not doubt this. Then we will be able to find This everlasting happiness that Krishna is promising. Sukham atyantikam yatthad buddhigrahyam atindriyam yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya. That is a state of consciousness, Krishna is saying. Yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya. There is a yoga practice. By doing that, you will come to this understanding. And what is that state? Sukham atyantikam yatthad buddhigrahyam atindriyam. You will come to a state of unlimited happiness. Sukham atyantikam. Yam labdva chaparam labham manyathe nadikam tataha. Once you attain that state of spiritual consciousness, you will understand that there is no greater gain than this. This is the greatest. Yasmin sthito na vichalyate guruna pi dukkhena. Even when the greatest miseries come, you will be not shaken in that state of spiritual consciousness. You see? Tadvidhi dukkha samyoga viyogena. Dukkha samyoga viyoga yoga sannitham. That state, when we understand that dukkha samyoga viyoga, all the dukkha, all the miseries we are experiencing is because of that spirit soul in contact with this body. Dukkha samyoga. Because of the samyoga, it's a combination of matter and spirit. This is called samyoga, mixing. Mixing has happened. Spirit soul and matter has become mixed in this body. And because of that, dukkha is coming. Dukkha samyoga viyogam. To end that, yoga sannitham, that is known as yoga. That is known as perfection of yoga. That is known as coming in touch with the Supreme Krishna, Lord Krishna. This is the message that Krishna is giving. Great Acharyas are giving. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu came to give this message. This was the message of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. This was the message of Srila Prabhupada. Stop here. Kantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam. Ki Jai. Thank you very much.